Howdy howdy, this is Credit Grinding back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I cover round 1 results for the Hela and Omega Red arenas, then jump into some round 2 predictions. So first, the results for round 1. So it looks like we've got another low ball on the 5-star feature Hela arena, as our cutoff came in at 19.2 million. So this is definitely on the low end, but it's not unique. We've seen this pop up from time to time with Dr. Octopus. So that was even a better champ in my opinion than Hela, although some people like Hela, she's got some good synergies, etc. But Dr. Octopus was low, and then most recently Cyclops, when he came through, he also was low. You'd have to go a couple months before those two to find it again, where you'll see that Agent Venom also was kind of in that 19, below 20 million kind of range kind of thing. Then usually, as what we saw with the Dr. Octopus as well as Cyclops arena, when the 5-star feature arena is low, so is the 4-star feature, which is the case here, because again, if you saw my round 1 prediction video, you saw that the trend has been most of the time for old 5-star feature champs, it'd be above 5 million, between 5 and 5.5 million, 5.6 million even sometimes. So this 4.8 is definitely on the low end, but then again, it matches what we saw with Dr. Octopus and Cyclops. And then lastly, when it comes over to Omega Red, he did come in right at that kind of cut line between medium and high interest champs, kind of as I was thinking, kind of right around that 2.8 to 3 million range. His cutoff was at 2.8 million. So when I compare these actuals to my predictions, for the most part, we were pretty much in the ballpark for the 4-star feature and 4-star basic arenas, but was off. Even though I thought it'd be a little bit lower than that 30 million, 31 million we were seeing, I wasn't thinking it'd be that low, back into that 19 million range. So definitely was off with the 5-star feature prediction, but with the 4-star feature and basic was pretty much on target. So now that I've kind of reviewed the round 1 results, let's take a look at some trends to consider for round 2. So first, starting with the 5-star feature, when we've seen again, I said Agent Venom. Actually, Agent Venom was for the 4-star feature arena, but it was actually Ant-Man when the last time we saw it below 20 million for that first round 5-star feature. But then really it's Dr. Octopus and Cyclops that popped up over the last couple months that have been lower than 20 million. You can see in every instance with Dr. Octopus, it went from 17 million to 21 million, then Cyclops, it went from 19 to 22. So there's definitely a bump between round 1 and round 2, but not a tremendous bump. When we've seen a couple examples of like Havoc, for example, when there's a new champ as a 5-star feature and they have a low first round cutoff, that second round takes a pretty significant jump. That's not the case here with the old champs. There is a jump, but it's only in the 3 to 4 million range. Now when it comes to the 4-star feature arena, same thing. Round 1, when it goes below 5 million, we do see a bump back to kind of almost that average of 5.5, kind of in that neighborhood, 5.4. And then when it comes to the 4-star basic arena, when you have a high champ kind of in that 2.9 range, 2.5 to 3 million range, there's usually a decrease. And actually in all medium interest champs, there's been a decrease between round 1 and round 2. Not a significant decrease. Basically, we're like talking 2.9 to 2.8 kind of thing. But in all cases, a decrease, except in Heimdall here recently. He was like 2.3 and jumped to 2.5. Everybody else had a decrease, but even Heimdall in that case, he had a pretty low first round cutoff compared to Omega Red. When you've seen like a 2.9, I think the most recent example was Massacre, had a 2.9, he dropped to 2.8. In all these other examples, whatever that first round, there was a slight decrease in round 2. And lastly, with that 3-star feature, you can see they're all kind of in that ballpark of a just kind of like right above that last milestone. And again, we're seeing that here as it goes to 6, that last milestone of 640,000. You're like 650,000 to 670. There's usually a slight bump between round 1 and round 2. So what does this all mean when we're thinking about the second round predictions? So here are my thoughts for the Veterans Bracket second round predictions for the 5-star feature Hela. I think we're looking at 23 million. Again, a increase from that 19 million, very similar to what we saw again from recently here with Cyclops. Then with the 4-star feature, same thing. We'll see that increase from round 1 to round 2. And then Omega Red, again, I think we're going to see that decrease. We have that 2.8. I think we'll see that slight decrease to round 2 to 2.7 million. And then lastly, looking at that trend for the 3-star feature, that you can expect it to be around 670,000. So these are my thoughts for the predictions. Again, for the Veterans Bracket, meaning your account's been open for over 61 days, or I should say been open for over 60 days. But these are, you know, I try to be within 5 to 10%, so keeping that in mind, I always like to kind of give a grind target, trying to give yourself a little buffer from where I think the actual buffers, or where I think the actual cutoffs will land. I think 26 million should be enough for the 5-star feature Hela. 5.8 should be enough for the 4-star feature Hela. 3 million should be enough for Omega Red in the second round. Maybe 3.1, just some people, everybody thinks, let's go to 3 million just to make sure. Then give yourself a little buffer going to 3.1 million. And lastly, 700,000 should work for the 3-star feature Hela. And again, these grind targets as well as these predictions are for the veterans bracket. When it comes to the newer brackets, if you've been following my channel, I have a new free-to-play account, so I've kind of highlighted the beginners bracket. These numbers are updated numbers based off of my my own observations over the last couple of weeks. With the 3-star feature, it's decreased slightly, but it's still kind of in that 250 range, but it's maybe a little bit lower, like 240,000. But it's really at the 4-star basic, 4-star feature that I've seen these lower numbers. Most recently with Omega Red, that 850 to 900,000 should work. I was able to rank like 95, and I went to just over a million kind of thing. And so, and then with Beast, it was actually much lower, and I ranked 125, and I still got him kind of thing. So I think 850 to 900,000 should work for Omega Red in the beginners bracket, and I think 700,000 should work. 700 to 800,000 should work for the 4-star feature Hela in the beginners bracket. And again, the beginners bracket means your accounts just open up to 30 days. Now in the intermediate bracket, once you get to day 31, you move over to the intermediate bracket and you stay there until day 60. Or I should say day 61 when you move into the veterans bracket, where you stay for the rest of the time you play the game. Welcome to the veterans bracket, where it gets pretty competitive. But anyway, especially for newer accounts. But coming back to the intermediate bracket, I haven't yet had any of my free-to-play account there yet. Still going to be a couple weeks off before I get there. But so these numbers could be a little outdated, but it's based off of, you know, anecdotal information I get from the community from time to time. So kind of keep that in mind. These aren't exact numbers. There's not a lot of trend data that this is based off or anything. These are just some rough ballpark targets to consider. Starting first with the 3-star feature, 525, 525,000. 4-star basic, about 1.4 million. And then 4-star feature, 1 million. So these are my thoughts for the second round of the Hela and Omega Red arenas. I would love to hear your thoughts, especially if they're different than mine. Throw them on down in the comment section. We can discuss them there. If you have any questions, throw them down there as well. Other than that, if you like this video, we'd really appreciate it if you click that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos I have on the channel, we'd really appreciate a subscribe. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.